Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I'm going to talk about how I did 7 drawing challenges in 6 months back to back. Because had you told me at the beginning of the year that this was a thing I was going to do, I would not have believed you. Absolutely not, no way. I will link all these sketchbook tours, and I will link in the description box all the little tiny things that build and add to make this sort of thing a success, but I want to talk about the main one in this video. There's one important thing that I think when creators and YouTubers and folks go online and talk about how to do a drawing challenge that is overlooked, and that is how you're feeling. That's it. How you're feeling is the single most important thing to doing a creator drawing challenge. How are you feeling? Because a lot of people, when you say, okay, we're going to do a 30-day creator challenge, they think stressful. They think challenge. They think, oh man, the pressure. It adds pressure. They think stress, and this in turn adds anxiety to the day, to your life. So, how do we flip the script on this? How do we identify this? How do we break this down and figure out a way to get through this? How did I do this? I started out with mermaid. I love mermaid. I love mermaids, and I said, you know what? This is how I'm approaching mermaid. I'm not doing the prompts. I'm not. I'm doing animals instead, and I'm turning animals into mermaids. Sorry, there needs to be a tarantula hawk that's a mermaid. That's a wasp, by the way. That's a thing that needs to exist in the world, and that is a thing I drew. Was it popular? Nope, not doing it for popularity. For me. This is all for me. You do yours for you. It's for nobody else. So when you wake up in the morning, you need to assess. First thing, ask you how you are feeling. This is what I did. I woke up and I said, did I sleep well? Did I have a bad nightmare? Am I waking up already feeling overwhelmed with too many thoughts and things to do on my to-do list? What is going on outside the bedroom door? Is the dog barking, the doorbell ringing, my phone going off, and I hear kids arguing over mathematic answers? Hi, cat. What is going on around me already? And have I reached full bandwidth for stress already? Like, when you feel stressed, acknowledge that. Acknowledge that feeling and be like, okay, these are the stresses in my life that I don't get to choose. These are the ones that happen to me. There are stresses you do get to choose. My cat's trying really hard to get in this video. In doing so, you can reduce them. You can incentivize yourself and put creating first in the forefront, and all the other things that tank your creativity and tank your motivation. This is Magpie. She is very loud. The problem is, with everything, it's not any one huge thing sometimes. Sometimes it's dozens of little tiny things throughout the day that add up. You are the frog in the pot. This is what I learned. I was a frog in a pot that was being boiled. And with every little tiny thing going on around me, the temperature was turned up ever so slightly and I was being cooked. I had to learn how to cut out the stress I was able to cut out. There are some that we actively choose and seek out and we don't know it. So if I woke up in a horrible mood where I was tired and I had a headache and people were being too loud and I received really bad news in a text message, I am then not going to go online to Twitter and see what decisions politicians are making. That would be adding a stress to myself that is unnecessary, unwarranted, and ill-fitting. This is the stress relief. This is the art therapy. This is the meditation. This is the creativity. All this gives us is good things. That's all creating does. We feel a sense of accomplishment. We are so excited. There's an endorphin rush. There's all these great things. We can track our progress. We can see where we started and see where we've come. And we can track that. I can track that. I can say, here's a watercolor I did. Here's a watercolor I did. We can track progress. We can track our progress. When we compare, we only compare to ourselves. We stop comparing ourselves to other creators. I'm done. I'm not doing it. I would never ask a wonderful, talented creator to compare their art to mine, so I am no longer going to do that to me. No. When I compare, I look at the first day. Okay. I look at the second day. Okay. I have criticisms. This looks juvenile. This looks like Jiminy Cricket. I have no criticisms. I got better. I can visually see that in the end of my illustrations to the beginnings of my illustrations. This is how I track my progress. This is how I know that this is working. That creating a habit that I carve out time for me is working to go towards my end goal. You have short-term goals. I want to get better at drawing a face. You have long-term goals. I want to get better at drawing everything. I want to be an amazing illustrator. That is my end game, end goal. That's it. It's general, but that's what it is. And doing all these things are working towards that. The sense of accomplishment you get from doing a drawing challenge should supersede the amount of stress that the challenge creates. I didn't do the prompts for most of these. No. This was 15 days. I turned it into 45, so I did a part of it. This one I took the prompts and was so abstract with them. They don't really work. That's okay. This one I did. Because once I got to number 7, I felt confident in adding the stress of being strict to prompts. And there was still one that I couldn't do. This is Pumpkin. The prompt was Pumpkin. She's a lioness, that's her name. See how abstract I was with that prompt? Still, I couldn't follow it. That's okay. I did it. I created every day. I did what I set out to do, and I did it for me. And I realized how much stress and how much pressure I could handle within a day. And if I was already at maximum overload, I didn't go seek out more. I just didn't. I waited. This became the need. All that other stuff became the noise. 5 p.m. I sit down, I close my door, noise canceling headphones, I listen to a movie. I turn my brain off. All that voice in my head that says, oh, I'm too tired, I don't want to, we'll do it tomorrow, we'll worry about it later. No. I'm just going to have fun, I'm going to relax, I'm going to open a window, I'm going to put on some incense. It's going to be a full relaxation sensory experience where I'm tactile, I get a little messy, I have tons of fun, I experiment, I have failures, and I have successes. I want to show you a failure. You're going to be like, it's again, this is all relative. It's relative to me. This is what I consider a failure. So this is a Komodo Dragon. That's a mermaid. I like that I chose a Komodo Dragon, and I like that he's sitting on his tail, and there's no other one where I did the tail in this manner. What I don't like is the amount of layering I did with colored pencils where I muddied the color. I went too heavy, too fast with too many layers. That's not a success. Guess what? I only did it that one time, and then I got better. This is a sea turtle mermaid. Is that redundant? Maybe. There's only one like it, and this one is mine. That's a success. We learn. Sometimes where we start isn't where we end up. Sometimes we start with anatomy sketches and we end up doing borders and corners. That's okay. That's okay. Why are we so hard on ourselves? I just learned it to be easier to myself and treat myself the same way I would treat my best friend. You encourage your best friend in every way, shape imaginable. You root for them, you cheer for them, you do things for them so they have one less stress in their day. You do favors for them. You compliment them, you're good to them, you're loyal. do all that to you. Compliment you, be loyal to you, fight for you. When you're making a list for all the prompts and it's a 30-day challenge, write 45 things. If you're not in the mood for one, pick a different one. Save ones that are super easy for days you're super stressed. I'm going to find an example, if I can. This bug did not take very long to draw. I saved it for the day that I was exhausted, and I was. We had company. Know if you are traveling that you are adding tons of stress, and there are tons of factors you can't predict that is going to affect a challenge. If you're having company, same thing. There are things that we add and take away from our life and things we do within our life that there are just extra factors you just can't predict. So you root for you, you fight for you, you remove all the extra stresses and pressures that you can. All the ones you can. You avoid all social networking towards the end of the day. Incentivize yourself. Once I draw, I get to go online. That's it. This is how I did this. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.